ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते ब्रह्मपदस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने. So we are continuing reading the book uh, Harinama Cintamani Nama Bhajana. So currently we are on page 12. Folding his hands in respect with choked up throat and tears in his eyes, Haridasa began to speak. First, he gave a general description of the name. The holy name is Cintamani, the object that it gives everything one desires to the materialistic. It gives dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. And to the non-fruitive devotees, it gives pure, unalloyed love of Krishna. The name is unlimited, beginningless, fully conscious, and inseparable from the chief consciousness, Krishna. Whatever is in Krishna is in the holy name, for the two are non-different. The name is eternally free from material contamination and spiritually situated in a state of pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, like, like Krishna. Though descending into the material world, the name remains pure, eternal, and the embodiment of the highest sweetness, rasa, like any object. Krishna, the absolute reality, is known by four characteristics: name, form, qualities, and activities. But in the case of Krishna, these elements are unlimited. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expresses Himself by means of these four elements, which take their spiritual existence by means of the Lord's Sandhini energy, by which elements Krishna attracts all people of the universe, and His name is non different. The existence of the name in the universe serves the same purpose. Krishna and his form are also non-different, and thus his form and his name cannot be separated either. If one remembers Krishna's name, one will also receive Krishna's form. As for qualities, Krishna has 64 remarkable qualities in fullness, which are partially represented in his avatars and in his guna avatars, Brahma and Shiva, and up to 60 in number in Lord Narayana. But Krishna's name has all the eternal qualities in full, which expand to uncountable numbers. The pastimes of the Lord take place in the waves of these qualities in the Lord's Dhamas of Goloka, Vaikuntha, and Vraja, and these are also fully spiritual. In spiritual existence, name, form, quality, and activity are non-differentiated from the person's actual identity, but by combination with full material elements which are not conscious, the covered living entity known only names, qualities, forms, and activities which are separate from one another and from its real self. Name, form, qualities, and activities are one for the pure living entities, but taking shelter of a material body, the jiva distinguishes differences. Since Krishna is always beyond material thing, all these elements are eternally parts of one inseparable principle. However, among these four elements by which one can know the object Krishna, the holy name is the primary element, for it is by the name that all other characteristics can be perceived in full, as one can realize the form, qualities, and activities of the Lord by taking shelter of the name. The name is thus accepted as a Vaishnava Dharma. The Lord Chaitanya himself accepted as a fact that through the chanting of the name of the pastimes of the Lord could be revealed. Next, Haridasa consider who is a Vaishnava. That person is called Vaishnava who takes the holy name in faith and pure intention. And that person is called a semi-Vaishnava who takes the name but the impurity of the Namamas. However, by the mercy of Krishna, the semi-Vaishnava gradually becomes a pure Vaishnava. In either case, one must take to the name, for in this material world there is nothing comparable to it. It is the ultimate treasure in Krishna's storehouse, since it contains within it the whole spiritual realm. The particles of spirit who are parts and parcels of Krishna have an illusion come into this world of dullness and the holy name containing all aspects of Krishna and the full power of Krishna has come into this world just to deliver those spirit souls. One should know that everything in the world other than the Jiva and the holy name are without substance. Krishna's names are of two types, primary and secondary. By taking shelter of the primary names, the living entities gets the highest benefit. Those names which are part of the transcendental Leela of the Lord are considered primary names. Names such as Govinda, Gopala, Rama, Radhanatha, and Hari reveal the eternal Leelas of the Lord. And by chanting them, the living entity gets entrance into the spiritual world. The secondary names are those which describe the Lord's function. The Creator, Paramatma, and Brahman are the names for use in karma and gnana kanda and give material elevation and liberation. Since the principal names alone give love of Godhead, the devotees accept only the principal names, just as there are different types of names with different effects. So there are different ways of chanting the name with different effects. The scriptures, of course, declare that if one chants the name of Krishna once or hears the name of Krishna once, whether it be the pure name or the impure name, the jiva is still delivered from the clutches of the material energy. However, the types of deliverance and the speed of deliverance must be noted. If the if if the name is chanted in Namabhas impurely, the benefit will come slowly because the person will eventually attain pure love of Godhead. The Abhasa name is considered all auspicious. By the process of Namabhas chanting, sins are gradually destroyed until the name is chanted and here purely. At that stage of pure chanting, the devotee quickly achieves the goal, pure love of Godhead. There is also the case of chanting or hearing the holy name with more impurity than Namavas, situated at a greater distance from the pure name. The greater the distance, the less the effect of the name. Such obstruction of distance from the name, where chanting gives little or no effect, is called aparadha or offense. The obstruction of Vyavadhana separation is the mistaken idea that Krishna's name and Krishna are different or separate. In other words, the belief that the absolute truth does not reside in the name and that therefore chanting the name cannot bring one to the highest realization of truth is called Vyavadhana or separation. As long as this belief persists, love of God it is impossible to attain. So I will stop here and I will summarize. So basically, in this chapter, it is explaining about accepting the holy name. So once we accepted the holy name, uh, we need to think, we need to accept, take it as that the holy name, everything will be present, whatever you need. The object that gives everything and everything one's own desires, and even for the of course, it says that is not ultimate. Even to the materialistic, it gives dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. And for the and to the non-spiritual devotees, it gives pure knowledge, love of Krishna. So that the second category, the second part is very very important for the devotees. That is what our desire. We need ultimately unalloyed love of Krishna. How we can attain that unalloyed love of Krishna? That is possible by pure chanting. That is, our chanting has to be in the Shuddha Sattva. Although initially we may not achieve that one, but gradually we will attain that one. That's what it is saying. And after that, uh, uh, next thing is that the name, pastimes, all the leelas, gunas, and everything, those are all Krishna and the uh, and the holy name is also non-separate from Krishna. Basically, in coming to the qualities, there are 64 qualities we all know, and those are remarkable qualities which are present in Krishna and in his avatars. And in his guna avatars, little bit less, 60, and then reduces. So, but whatever the qualities present in Krishna out of that 64, similarly, all the uh, qualities, that power, that whole energy present in the holy name as well. But when we will get that pureness when we are doing the offenseless chanting? Again, the whole scenario is that we need to do the offenseless chanting. And next one, here Ardas Thakur explaining about who is Vaishnava, who is not the Vaishnava. The person is called a Vaishnava who takes the holy name in faith and pure intention. That person uh, who takes the name but with the impurity of the Namabhas is called semi Vaishnava. But initially, everyone will be a semi Vaishnava because we are Baddhas and in the Baddha stage. But gradually, when we practice, definitely we will go to the Vaishnava stage. So, in that way, uh, we can improve our chanting. So, the offenseless chanting is very, very important in the whole thing. I will stop here and I will move to the